All right, today I have a goal D9. I got this lock because I wanted to work on getting the D18 or V18, and this is actually a gold GP, which is similar, but it's got a slightly different core. It's just an easier to gut core than the V18 is. The V18, you have to do it with a follower. This one, the GP has a similar core to this D9, where it'll come out and you can take the top caps off and got it quite a bit easier. So let's see here. Let's go get going on this lock and start by looking at the tops. Not push. There we go. I wasn't pushing on a pin. I was giving myself counter rotation. Just kind of click at the tops here. So this lock, I've poked at the V18 a little bit, and that was a very intimidating lock. I'm gonna, eventually get back to it, but it's gonna take some practice with this or the GP, either one, either the V18 or the GP. It's going to take some practice before I can get used to all those pins. The top pins are kind of woven in between the rest of the pins, and it makes those pins a nightmare to get to. So this one only has 3 pins down each side, and it feels like 2 pins, but I think there's 3 there on the top. So yeah, I have the right side set. Left side is a little bit more difficult to set because I'm going with the rotation of tension. So I think I have it. I'm gonna go back to the top and try to get those from the top corner. I have a number 10 multi-pick here, which kind of helps me get in there. Getting to these top pins is, like I said, very tricky. So, and there we go. Got to that front top pin and we got it open. All right. So now to gut this here, let's see. I'm going to use probably both of my little Sparrows pinning mats here because there are 3 sides to this lock. So let me back out my camera just a little bit. All right, so to get the core out on this particular model of the version of the D9, take this bracket off. That was a good bounce. I was hoping I could turn this bracket 90 degrees. I ended up having to switch my vise around, but they're not quite squared off, and then there's little dimples here that sit into the lock, so that it can only go one way, or well, I guess 2 ways. It can go 180 degrees as well. So this bracket, though, I can't just get rid of it because the bracket is holding in the core. So now these covers are really small, and I'm going to go ahead and relock it because I'm not going in the traditional way. So I'm going to start on the left here and try to gently lift that cap if I can. I kind of started one off the other day. And of course, with my limited eyesight, I'm having a little bit of trouble here. And I want to keep it in the camera, so let's see what we can get going here. Just work it slow because I don't want to pop everything flying across the room, and then I gotta go digging for springs in the carpet and all. I think it'll finish off. There it goes. All right, just trying to do it really careful, and there went one spring. So take out the other two and then go. All right, so find my tweezers here, and then okay. Oh, there they are up there. Use these for just a second here. I don't like these because they get stuck in the springs. All right. Put the cap there, left side. So we'll put the lock forward, and there's the key pin and the top pin on the left side. It's just a standard top pin. And number 2, I guess it's on the outside, so it's not really a top pin, is it? All right, and there's the key pin. We'll look at those a little closer in just a minute. They're kind of a funky little T shape, and the top pin has a recess in it so that the spring can sit inside of that. But we'll look at that. I'll zoom in and we'll look at that a little bit closer in just a minute. So I have to say that last opening that I just did here on camera was the fastest I have opened this D9. I just got it the other day. Haven't really practiced it. I've been working on another lock. Plus I had a challenge lock that I was working with. So I hadn't really got to work with this like I wanted to, but I started playing with it today, and then things just kind of started to click for me. So I thought I'd go ahead and shoot a video. All right, let's try this side now. So now we did this left. I'm gonna do the right, and I'll do the top over here and keep them organized that way. So let's see if we can. Probably should go towards the sticker instead of away from it. So just carefully work my way down these little detents, trying to get them off. I'm doing it nice and careful, and pry my way down and try not to launch the cap. I know my luck, I'll launch the cap and springs. So this is my first time gutting this as well. I've picked it multiple times, but it is my first gutting of this lock, and I do have the easier core to gut rather than trying to do it with a follower. I do have the easier core. So I guess I should turn it so that, come on, so that we're at the front again. So I'm going to start with the front, going to the left. I'll have to make sure I follow that process going back. So there's the key pin 1 from the right side and the top pin. And key pin 2 from the right side. and its top pin. That one looks like it's kind of a, yeah, so there's some standard and then there's some kind of like mushroom type pins for these. All right, and come on. Pin number 3 from the right side, and it's top pin. All right, so there's those, and then I'm going to move over here once I get this thing carefully pried off. Just get into that edge. Come on. Here we go. Work our way down. Okay. Come on. Again, trying to be really careful so I don't have some speed gutting catastrophic issue here. And there we go. And we'll put the face to the front again. Springs out. And that pulled the top pin for number 3 with the spring. All right, since it did that, let's go ahead and drop the key pin for number 3. I really like these Japanese locks. The quality of the construction of these is just great. They feel good. I like these Japanese locks a lot. And like I said, I still have a net there. Still have a couple of those. I actually ordered an Inaho as well, Inaho tier key, and I have that I was going to do before this one, but that didn't happen. I still got to record the West 916 as well. I have that one. I've been able to pick that one, but I've been afraid to gut it, and now I found a way that it can gut even easier. So let's start by looking here. I'm going to zoom in and look at the core. I can take the clip off, and I want to see what size follower it uses and all that, and see how that works. I think it's a 12 millimeter, and kind of get an idea. Just got this wrench, and it sounds like I just dropped something that I wasn't paying attention to, like a bearing. Oh, it's the I am going to have to be very careful looking around here. I heard something hit this piece of paper over here and roll. Sound like a very small bearing, and I'm betting it is a detent bearing that I was not paying attention to. And I'm going to get my magnet out and try to find that. Or watch the video back and see if I can see it fall, because that wasn't good. Okay. I haven't used this gut wrench yet, and so I gotta get used to that as well. All kinds of new stuff for me today. I'm just curious to see this cylinder and everything. Like I said, I really like the construction quality of these Japanese locks. And the core's spinning, of course, as I'm trying to get this off of here. So I seem to have much better luck when I just used the all right, so you guys are probably laughing at me with my fumbling around with this gut wrench, but laugh away because I'm laughing at myself. Put the key in it so I can keep it from spinning. How about that? Let's try that. Looks like I still have room to go in, so it's definitely use your air. So there it goes. Now I got it off. Wow, that was just embarrassing. All right. That's how the top would be. And I've just got something hanging up. Looks like I might have to, I don't know. There's still something hanging that I don't understand here. And I think I'm gonna have to let this go and take a closer look because I don't have the greatest vision. I need to get some glasses on and see exactly what it is that I'm hanging up. I don't want to force anything. So I'll look at that in a minute. And there's still a detent there. So maybe the detent is tied in with the key. So that might be what I need to look at. Plus I got to find that. Sound like a bearing fell. Ah, there it is. I see it. All the way across the desk, just 1 inch from going on the floor, and I'll have to see where that went. All right, so all that clowning around, let's look at the key pins. So some on the left side, we have some funny shapes there of the key pin themselves. They kind of have a nice little divot, but you can see the mushroom style top pins of the other ones, and they are all balanced. So you know, the shorter key pins have longer top pins and everything, so that they are balanced. And here are the 3 from the top. Similar, they're kind of like a little T shape. They've got a little bit wider. You know, a little bit wider up on top, and then they kind of barrel in and out. These are a little straight, more of just a T-pin. These have an extra little bulge in them. So that is the Goal D9. I love these keys. I almost would like to get a Japanese lock set for my front door when I buy a house. So Goal D9. Thank you for watching this video.